Hi friends, welcome to Urvashi Teaches. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the tenses. But before that, let me give you a quick recap of what we discussed in our lessons on the verbs. So, as you remember, there are two types of verbs, action verbs and helping verbs. We saw three helping verbs in our previous lesson and we saw three different tenses and how to use these helping verbs across these different tenses. For this lesson, I'm going to teach you more about the present tense and its types and how the action verbs are used across these different types of tenses under the present tense. But before we move forward, let us revisit our previous lessons practice exercise and see how many of us got it correct. Okay, let's start our today's class. We'll start our today's class by revisiting the practice exercise. So our practice exercise was to fill in the verbs. The first one, she dash going to the mall tomorrow. Tomorrow indicates future tense. Therefore, the correct answer is she will be going to the mall tomorrow. Second one, can we dash the homework together? Can we do the homework together? Yeah, that's right. He dashed an ice cream yesterday. Now, yesterday is past tense. Therefore, I'll use had, which is past tense form of the verb. He had an ice cream yesterday. They dash planning to party in the evening. They are planning to party in the evening. I dash here now. Now means I'm talking about present tense. Therefore, I'll use I am here now. Last one. We dash in Tokyo tomorrow. Now, again, if you see here, tomorrow means I'm talking about future tense. Therefore, I'll use we will be in Tokyo tomorrow. See, I gave you chart for all these forms of the verbs in my previous lesson. If you use those charts, it would have been very easy for you to identify the correct form of the verb in these sentences because all you had to do was go back, look at the chart, look at your options, just match, okay, and see which one fits. Also, one thing which I have been doing for quite a long time now is whenever I see these kind of sentences and I have some options, what I do is I'll put in each and every option in the sentence and see which one makes the sense the most. So, your common sense, it kicks in and your intuition kicks in and you have learned certain things. So, your mind will tell you that this makes sense, this does not make sense. So, you can do it that way. Example, I'm just telling you one thing. Suppose say if it is the sentence number 2 here, can we if I read it with option number 1, I'll read it like this. Can we will do the homework together? Nah, that's not right. The second option, can we did the homework together? Again, that does not make sense with what I learned. I try the last one. Can we do the homework together? Yes, it makes sense. Perfect sense. Therefore, my correct answer is 2. Okay, that's a simple trick that I use whenever I read or maybe write something. I see what makes sense and that's how I use it. So, okay, enough. Let's start with our today's class. We are now going to take a look at the present tense. What is present tense? It is used for the actions which are true in the moment which is going on now. Example, I am teaching you right now. That's why it is present. Or say, I am reading something right now. So that is again present tense. The second thing is we use present tense for habits. Example, I cook, I eat, I sleep. Okay, or say I read newspaper. I read newspaper every day. Therefore, it is a habit. I eat every day, I sleep every day, I cook every day. All these are your habits. So when you are explaining or talking about your own habits or someone else's habits, you will use present tense. Thirdly, they are used for facts. Example, the earth rotates on its axis from west to east. This is a fact. It is scientifically proven. Therefore, we use present tense for it always. Let's now see some examples. I am 20 years old. I'm using present tense here. If you see, this am indicates that I'm talking about present because I am 20 years old at this moment that I'm talking to you. Ron practices baseball every day. Every day indicates a habit, and practices means this is a present tense. All right. The sun rises in the east. This is a fact. We all know it. Therefore, it is present tense. The next tense is present continuous tense. As the name suggests, it is used for the actions which are still in progress, which are still going on. Example, I am teaching you right now. Okay? Or she is cooking dinner means her dinner isn't fully prepared yet, it is in progress. Present continuous tense can also be used for future events. Example, we are going to see the Halloween parade tomorrow. I am using a continuous form of the verb, but I'm also telling that it is a future event by using the word tomorrow. Okay. So how we arrive at the continuous form of the verb is we add ing to the root form of that verb. Okay. Let's see some examples. My kid is learning piano in his room. He is learning piano at this moment that I am talking to you. Okay. We are not going to college tomorrow. Tomorrow indicates a future event, but still I am telling it via present continuous tense. That is the beauty of this continuous tense. Let's now take a look at some of the common verbs which are useful for beginners, and along with it, how they are supposed to be used with the be verb in combination. So, the first one, walk. Your root form is walk. In the simple present tense, I use walk or I use walks when I'm talking about habit. So, for habits, when you talk about someone's habit, you simply add s to the root form of the verb. Example, if you see here, jump becomes jumps because I'm talking about someone's habit. Play becomes plays when I'm talking about someone's habit. Example, her kid plays in the garden every day. So that becomes the kid's habit, therefore I'm using plays. For the continuous tense, like I told you previously also, we simply add ing to the root form of the verb and indicate that it is a continuous tense. It is still in progress. Now this am, are and is, if you look at the second table here, with I, when I'm talking about continuous tense, I use I am. With we or you, I use are. Example, we are walking down the street, or say you are walking down the street. When I talk about the third person, he or she, I use he is walking down the street. She is walking down the street. Again, when I use plural form in the third person, I say they are walking down the street. Okay, so this is how I have listed out the various forms of all of these verbs here, and I've given you the table so that you can correlate and understand clearly as to with which subject we have to use which form of the verb. Okay, let's see one more example. I am playing in the garden. We are playing in the garden. He is playing in the garden. Okay, get it? This is how you are supposed to correlate and understand. So this slide also has some of the common verbs and how we are supposed to use them along with the be verb. So if you see, drink becomes drinks in the simple present tense when we are talking about someone's habits. In the continuous tense, we add ing to it and it becomes drinking. I am drinking water. He is drinking water. You are drinking water. Okay. So these are very simple examples here. These are very simple verbs for the beginners. You can read through it and understand. The next slide also has three more basic verbs. I'm not telling you all the verbs in one go. I'm just taking very simple verbs so that you can understand. Basically, my aim is that you understand how we use the be verb forms, okay, to indicate the tenses and how these forms of the verb change along with this be verb. So you have to understand both the things, you have to correlate. That's why I'm not overwhelming you, I'm not teaching you everything in one go. I've kept it simple. Let us now see our practice. Well, let's see some of the examples now. He walks in the garden daily. It is his habit. I'm indicating it by using this word daily. Therefore, it is simple present tense form of the verb. The kids are jumping in the park. Are means I'm talking about present tense and jumping indicates that it is in progress. My friend plays guitar in the school band. He plays it regularly, therefore it is a habit, therefore I've used present tense. I drink apple juice every morning. Every morning again indicates habit and I use simple present tense form of the verb. Now you can say that if it is a habit, why didn't I add s to it? Because I'm talking about myself. In the first person, we never add s to the root form. It can be I drink apple juice every morning. It can be we drink apple juice every morning. Okay? It can also be you drink apple juice every morning. In all these forms, for first person and second person, we never add s. Okay? Are you listening in my class? Are you? The bride and the groom are dancing in the hall. Again, present continuous tense. Samara sings in the church on weekends. This is your simple present tense. This is the habit. My mother is cooking my favorite meal for dinner. Again, present continuous tense. We usually sleep by 11 p.m. every day. So this is a habit. Therefore, I have used simple present tense form of the verb. So that's it for today's lecture, friends. Let me know if you liked it, and I'll come back soon with another video and we'll learn about, say, past tense and future tense in our onwards lessons. So stay tuned and thank you so much for your time. Bye. Take care.